Hi, it's Diane again at Capadia Designs, and I'm just going to give you a quick guided tour of the file that I'm sharing for cutting the scalloped egg-shaped card. Uh, I've set it all up basically on a 6 by 12 mat, but there's a few options here depending if you work on the baby bug or the create or the expression. On this page I've marked it cut this page, and this is the actual page you'll use to cut your card. If you look at these shapes, you can see the weld box is checked on each of them. Um, but when you weld something, you don't have any color in a preview. So there's another page back here that says card for preview only, and it's the exact same shapes in the same position, but the weld box is not checked. So I've set this up in a bright yellow color for the preview. Let's go ahead and preview and you can see what everything looks like. I'm looking at it on a page which has the shapes. So if I go over here to my last page, which I always put a blank previewing page in the file, you can get a better idea of what the weld looks like. You can see that this is going to be solid. The dark outline is actually the welded shape from the very first page of the file. In order to be able to choose colors or just play around with it a little bit, I have set things up as I did in the demonstration of how to create the card, so that each layer is on its own page. Control L to clear the preview. You can see there's the one decorative layer, there's the other decorative layer, here's the solid layer, and each of these I've chosen a preview color. And you can play around with that as much as you want. To set your preview color, you just choose one from this array, or you can even go further and alter it with this custom color. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be able to save the custom colors, so I generally just leave it at one of these colors in the beginning. So if you're working on a create or a baby bug, you will be able to cut your various layers. You can put your piece of paper, about a 6 by 5-inch piece of paper, or a little bit smaller, in this area of the mat, or you can move it around on the mat as you like. What I generally do, since I work most of the time on the expression, is I try to conserve my paper as much as possible. So if we look at this on the 12 by 12 mat, I've actually set up a few pages further here for cutting option 1 and cutting option 2, and in those cases, I've moved the shape right to the side of the page, so they'll come out of the same 4-inch strip of paper. In this case, I actually used the full 12 by 12, and you'll see that in some of the photographs in this post. To keep this from getting confusing when you preview the file, I've just turned off the include page and preview on both of these cutting pages. There's no reason you couldn't cut from the layer pages if you just wanted to do one at a time. I was trying to be efficient in my use and get the solid colors and have all these interchangeable pieces to work with to create lots and lots of fancy Easter eggs. If you haven't worked with Design Studio a lot, you might not be familiar with these little extra arrows here. When you get to the point where you have so many tabs or so many lengthy sayings on your tabs, these arrows will just appear, and that will help you get all the way to the end of your file. So once again, I can preview on this page and see what it'll look like. And I can also go back to my 6 by 12. I usually keep my mat size at that size for videos, because it's a little easier for getting the full view of what's happening. So the important thing to remember is that you want to make sure you cut from the first page, and that this page is just for previewing. You can either choose to just do one card at a time and cut on these individual pages, or you can do what I did with my layout on the paper and use, on a 12 by 12 mat, this extra cut pages to make use your paper the same way that I did. I'll go back once more to the 6 by 12 view, and I hope that that explanation helps you out as far as any confusion. I try to always be careful to label everything on my file so that you can pretty much follow the directions or read my post and figure out what you need to do. You can download the file from the link on my blog, and I'd love to see any cards that you make using the file. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.